Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a bit different, really diving into how some ancient wisdom offers this surprisingly relevant lens on global events, specifically from June 25th, 2025.
That's right. We've looked at a set of biblical verses, quite specific ones, and cross-referenced them with news reports from that day, politics, sports, the lot.
And the connections were, frankly, pretty striking. Themes popping up about leadership, truth, purpose.
Exactly. Things that echo across, millennia. It gives you a framework.
Okay, so let's unpack that framework. You mentioned a kind of thematic journey starting in the verses. It began with courage, right?
Yes, individual courage. We saw Esther 4.10, that moment of facing, enormous personal risk, but for something bigger.
Stepping up when it counts, even when it's incredibly difficult.
Precisely. But then the other texts add layers. Like Timothy 2.1 suggests this isn't just human willpower, it's a strength fueled by grace.
So it's coming from somewhere deeper.
Exactly. And Romans 4.11 pushes that further, saying real effectiveness, it stems from faith, not your status, not just ticking boxes.
Yep.
And when actions come from that place, Psalm 85.1 talks about restoration, favor for the whole community. So it goes from one person's courage to, collective flourishing.
That idea of a deeper source, a foundational truth that really stood out. Which brings us to Ephesians 5.32 and talks about a profound mystery, but your analysis had a really interesting take on that.
Yeah, that was fascinating. The Greek word there, mysterion, it doesn't just mean unknowable, it's more like a hidden truth being revealed.
Okay, a hidden truth.
And the analysis we looked at suggests that this hidden truth connects back to, believe it or not, ancient tools for divine insight, like the Urim and Thummim.
The priestly objects, meaning lights and perfections.
That's the ones. The idea is that this ancient search for perfect divine clarity, for lights and perfections, finds its ultimate fulfillment in Jesus Christ. He becomes the ultimate hidden thing revealed, the high priest bringing perfect illumination for the church, for us.
Wow, okay, so if that's the framework, this journey towards ultimate illumination, how does it help us, make sense of the headlines from June 25th, 2025? What did you see?
Well, think about the global political scene that day. There was a real crisis of truth and trust, wasn't there?
Yeah, Phil.
You had President Trump claiming total obliteration of Iranian nuclear sites, but then the U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency report came out suggesting, limited impact.
Right, a direct contradiction. And the administration dismissed the intelligence.
Calling it politically motivated, it really echoes Luke 11.1, that human tendency to demand big signs while maybe ignoring the evidence right in front of us.
Interesting parallel. What else?
Then there was the whole NATO discussion, the push for allies to hit 5% GDP on defense spending, the talk around Article 5.
The core mutual defense clause.
Exactly. And this reflects that Romans 4.12 idea again, the tension between the treaty, the form and the actual substance, the trust, the commitment. Is it real or just paper?
And you mentioned this wasn't just in politics. These themes appeared elsewhere.
Absolutely. You see these kinds of echoes in culture, too. Take sports, for instance.
Okay.
The Oklahoma City Thunder won the NBA championship that day. And you can see that as a sort of, a secular reflection of individuals coming together for a single goal, becoming more than the sum of their parts.
Like the unity Ephesians describes for the church.
Precisely. A group illuminated by a shared purpose, achieving something together they couldn't alone.
So in a world grappling with so much information, and maybe disinformation.
Right. This concept from Ephesians 5.32, this hidden truth, offers a counterintuitive solution. It suggests true clarity, real illumination, maybe doesn't come from just piling up more data or looking for more external signs.
But from seeking that ultimate source of truth itself.
That's the idea, seeking the lights and perfections.
It really is compelling how these ancient texts can suddenly light up modern problems. It does feel like, a shortcut to understanding things more deeply.
It certainly offers a different perspective. And maybe it leaves you, the listener, with a question to ponder.
Go on.
In this noisy world with so many conflicting signals, how do you find clarity? Where might you look for that hidden truth, that source of real illumination in your own life and understanding? What stands out to you?